Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Misty Miracle. Now, whenever you have the title Miracle, it's always very popular. And at the time of recording, I can see that there's only been like around 500 solves, but I'm scheduling it for tomorrow morning. I'm expecting that by then it would have been featured somewhere else. So maybe I should stop actually scheduling things, but I think I'll probably run a poll and see if you guys are just up for me posting one every day, but just random times. Or do I just continue to keep risking the fact that the puzzle could have been featured somewhere else and potentially disappointing you guys? Anyhow, Misty Miracle. There is a puzzle here that's actually a little bit about anti-night. So as a result, I kind of thought here is a night emerging kind of suddenly out of nowhere. And if I do see something like that, I would call it a miracle. It's just happened to be in a misty forest. I really don't know why Sleuth is always wandering around forests. It's just, if you are thinking about mist, forest seems to be the most likely place for it. So I was actually recommended a different puzzle that I am going to feature soon. And I just finished recording about it. Just felt, I found it relatively hard. And I thought it would be a bit cruel to post it for Monday morning. Not sure if it's hard enough for a weekend. I'll think about it. But, I'll see if I do a couple of other puzzles, and if my time is substantially lower, then I'll leave it for the weekend. Otherwise, you may see it Tuesday or Wednesday sometime this weekdays. Anyhow, enough about all of that. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets. So, Misty Miracle by Phurba. And the reason I went for this, other than sort of the catchy name, is it is 6x6. And how hard can a 6x6 puzzle be? Well, you've got normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply, and that means place the digits 1 to 6, once each in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box. Then we have anti-night. Cells separated by knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So if you imagine that this cell here is a 2, not only can it not repeat in the same row, the same box, or the same column, any cell that is a chess knight's move away, so that's 2 steps forward, 1 step to the side, 2 steps forward, 1 step to the side, and again, all of these cells now can no longer be a 2, because of the anti-night rule. Killer cages. In each cage, digits cannot repeat, and their sum is given by the small number in the top left corner of the leftmost cell in the top row of the cage. So I think killer cages is like fairly well understood. What I think this fairly complicated language, let me just read that again. So digits cannot repeat and their sum is given. It's just I'm looking at these cages and there's no sum, no sum, no sum. I mean, this one is fairly obvious. The sum is probably further to the left. But these cells, I really don't want to think about it too much because I imagine that's part of the solve. But clearly there is a sum that's meant to be part of this cage, and for one reason or another, the lengthy language, so the sum is given by the small number in the top left corner of the leftmost cell in the top row of the cage. I kind of already understand, I think, what it means. And I'm sorry, I don't really want to explain it because I think it would actually start to solve the puzzle. Kropki dots, so Kropki pairs, digits separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio, so if this cell here is a 2, you can clearly see half of a black dot. This would have to be 1 or 4, so that essentially one cell is double the other. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, and not all dots are necessarily given. So imagine that this is not black, that this is actually white. This would have to be 1 or 3, so that they are indeed consecutive. Very specifically being told that not all dots are given, so a 2 with a 4 in here, and no black dot, clearly not there. Not a problem. A 2 with a 3 in here, and again, no white dot, also not a problem. Fog of war, kind of stating the obvious here, the grid is partially covered in fog, and correctly placing digits will clear the fog around that cell, and no guessing is required. So if my 2 here was correct, all of the surrounding cells that are covered in fog right now will be revealed, which is helpful, because apparently we should be able to break in from just these 3 cells. I'm kind of starting to regret a little bit, by the way, that I'm picking this one for Monday morning, so we'll see how we get on. Anyhow, that's all the rules we have for today. If you fancy going for a walk through a misty forest and discovering a miracle, highly advise against it. But if you just want to play this puzzle, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock, see how I get on. So whilst black Kropki dots are kind of useful, really the only digit that we have removed in a 6x6 Sudoku is the 8. I could still have 1, 2, I could still have 2, 4, and I could still have 3, 6. The only thing that we have removed from the equation is 4, 8. So the black Kropki dots are clearly not the place to start. Literally, the only thing that we know is that these 4 cells do not contain a 5, and that's not a way to make progress here. So what I was thinking is, specifically the language around the killer cages. The sum is given. So I think every killer cage here has a given sum. Digits cannot repeat tells us that it is a maximum of 6 cells, because we've got the digits 1 to 6, once each. It's a maximum of 6 cells for any given cage. Now let's think about this cage. What it's saying to me is that there is a cell that has to be higher, because whichever one is the higher cell, higher as in, rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm kind of counting from the bottom here, deliberately, there has to be a cell that is higher than this one, and that cell will contain the sum. So you can see with the dashed lines we're going down. These cells are together. I need to get to a cell that's up here, one of these two, so that contains it. So what I can't do, however, I can't use this cell because it is clearly not part of the cage. So it's almost like a snake puzzle to a degree. And that is the only way I can get to row 2 from row 3 without using this cell. And I kind of have the same thing happening again here, potentially. So the cell's sum, the cage's sum is in here, and it will be 21 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells long. You add up the digits 1 to 6 once each, it's 21. Now, I kind of think, the problem is I can't do something like this. Go down, turn right, come back up, because then this dashed line should not have a barrier. So this is another cage, and it's got to be different from blue because they're full up. And therefore this cage, which definitely includes these 3 cells, is also different. Right, so now we need to start thinking about, I'm going to go with letters. Okay, yeah, this is not a Monday morning puzzle. This is certainly not a Monday morning puzzle. Let's think about A. Where is A in this? Well, it can't be these cells. It can't be this cell, because knights move. One of these 2 cells is an A. What else do I know about it? A is not down here in green, so one of these 3 cells is an A. If this is A, I need one in blue. So let's think about, if that's not A, so if this is A, this would be A, and that breaks. There would be no place for it in green. I think I'm safe to actually use letters. It's not going to reveal fog. So if these 2 cells are A, well, there is nothing left in green. And literally these 3, because essentially I need an A in box 1, 2, 3. And if I place this A here, all of these blue cells, which are unique, would force this in here, and therefore all of this is gone. So that's pretty clear. So this is A, and then I need one in blue, so it can't be this cell, it can't be this cell, can't be these 2 with knight move. That's the only place for it. That's not A. Knight move again, that's not A, that's A. We're actually going to be able to place all of this. So I feel like I'm on the right track. A is one of 2 cells. It's just here, not here, here. Right. B. Where is B? Can only be here. Just in box 1 because, again, can't be any of these. Can't be knight move away from B. That's the only place that's left. We still need one in blue. It's not any of these cells. So one of these is B. Kind of less fruitful at the moment, actually. This cell is more interesting, but let's just finish what we have to do with B. B is one of 2 cells in here. You can sort of, you can place B on the bottom row in box 6 because essentially this B sees all of these cells and this cell. And obviously this cell sees it. So if this is B, this is B. If this is B, same logic. None of these, not knight move, not this, it's B. So we kind of have like a B X-wing, and B's are here, are eliminated, and then we have another B X-wing again with this box. What's frustrating is it doesn't actually give us anything. Right, let's try C. Reason I like this one is it can't be anything in the same column, can't be a knight move away, can't be in the same box. We need it in blue. That's C. And then C is one of these 2 cells. This C can't be here. And obviously none of these are C. That's the only place for it. And now we've done it in green. Not that it matters, actually. C, what about here? Well, we don't know if it's in the same... Oh, yeah, sorry, that's knight move. So yeah, so it's not in these cells. One of these is C. C is none of these cells. So one of these 2 is C. This one, yeah, not very helpful. What about in here? Can't be in green. That's C. That's not C. That's C. That's not C. That's C. Okay. Let's keep it going. Whatever this cell is, D, well, it clearly can't be in any of the remaining blue ones. That's D. And then that can't be a knight move away. That's D. None of these. And this one can't be knight move away, so this is D. And none of these, that's D. And then, yeah. So it can't be this cell, knight move. And then we've kind of covered all the rest basically in box 4. So Sudoku takes care of all of these. And then this cell, oh yeah, we didn't need knight move, sorry. Right, E can't be inside this cell because all of these, you can see the cage is extending to the left and extending to the lower section. So that's E. I guess that's F. So what are we missing in here? We need C. No. A, D. Oh, we need B. So this is E or F. Okay. Sorry. That's not F. F can't be in these cells in green. That's the only place for F. That's not F. That's not F. That's F. That's B. Right. We're going to be able to make fairly quick progress of this now. Famous last words. We need F, which can't be this cell. F, B, B, E, and F. Right. So what do we know? We know that we have a triplet of black Kropki dots. The A and the B are joined up with a B to a C. Now, I mocked at the beginning that all we've done is remove the 8, but that's immensely helpful because essentially this is a 1, 2, 4 run. 3, 6 would have the same letters, and because we've got 3 letters, it's got to be 1, 2, 4. And the B is absolutely the 2 because that's the only one that's joining the 1 and the 4. So B we can confidently replace with 2, and there we go. And you can see, yeah, I've selected the cages correctly. We're on the right track. This 9 cage, it doesn't have a 2. And if it doesn't have a 2, it's got to be 1, 3, 5. Only 3 ways of making 9 in 3 cells. 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4. 2 sees all of these. So it's got to have 1, 3, 5. That is not a 4. So A is 1. C is 4. These are 3, 5. Which means D is 6. And the white Kropki dot gives us 5, and 3. So, like, I don't know if it was... Yeah, I mean, it's under 10 minutes, so I will post it for Monday. I'm just having a think. It is a tricky puzzle. And if you don't pay attention to the language given around the killer cages, that there has to be a sum, you wouldn't have made this conclusion around what are the cages. And you needed that to be able to make progress. I'm actually really interested in seeing what you guys say comments-wise. Let me know how you got on with it. Very curious. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and video. See you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.